think so often we're caught up in the short term. We tend to think, especially from a business point of view, but not only, from a life point of view, how do we focus on what needs to be done in the next quarter or the next year? And when we do that, we kind of reduce our ability actually to make the kind of difference that's impactful and frankly necessary. There's a quote that I love. Bill Gates said, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. And there's a real truth to that. When we give ourselves the luxury and the freedom of the long term, we're able to focus on achieving things that are much bigger and much more meaningful. And so, the way that our indigenous culture in New Zealand, the Maori, the way they plan is intergenerationally, right? Like 500 years. That's their plan. That's their vision. Not next year, but there's a principle in Maori culture called kaitiakitanga, which essentially is all about looking after our environment, our resources, in a way that ensures we can hand them down to future generations in the best possible way. And I'm inspired by that and try as much as possible to bring that into our company and also into my life as an individual. And you can feel that same philosophy here in Bhutan. It's actually pretty common for older, wiser cultures, right, to think in a much longer term way than we tend to do in the Western world. It's funny, we spend so much time, I think, agonizing about what's going to make us happy, right? The self-help books, right? The kind of I don't know, even the academic exploration of happiness. How do we become, how do we become happy in this crazy world? And actually, the crazy thing is we figured this out a really long time ago already. If you look at the tradition of Buddhism, just as you look at the tradition of the Maori or Aboriginal culture or any old wisdom, they figured out how we should live to be happy, to be contented, to be successful in this world. They figured it out like hundreds or thousands of years ago. And all we need to do is look to them for the answers. It's so simple. And that's what makes being here in Bhutan, so special.